Hi everybody, it's me, Dr. D. And if you're watching this, hopefully you want to know how to write your lab reports a little bit better, cleaner, and whatnot. Now I will preface this by saying that these are the things that I look for when I'm actually grading lab reports. So, if you're writing for somebody else, always be sure to check what they want. And today we're really just going to focus on the abstract, right? So if you're writing a lab report that requires an abstract, how do you write it? What are the important things that you need to include? This could potentially extend to non-lab reports, right? To peer-reviewed journals as well. So just how do we tighten up our abstracts? First of all, the biggest thing is that the abstract is the standalone summary of the work that you performed. This means that if I were to read it on its own, it would tell me everything that I need to know about the lab that you just ran, including the results. Now, I know this feels counterintuitive, right? Because you feel like you are letting the cat out of the bag, right? You feel like you're ruining the punchline, in a sense. But remember, it's not about that, right? It's about having a standalone summary of your work. Why is this important? Not everybody has time to read your entire paper. Some people start with the abstract, and if they see something interesting in there, then they'll read the entire body to get the specifics of how you accomplished the results that you got. So it's important to be able to write what we're thinking concisely and what just happened in our lab reports concisely. Tips. I would recommend waiting to the end to write the abstract. I think personally that it is easier to write an abstract once the rest of the paper is done. That way you just have to reread what you did and summarize the main points. Okay. Here's an example of an abstract up on the screen right now. This is from Task Dependency of Grip Stiffness, a study of human grip force and grip stiffness dependency during two different tasks with same grip forces. I'm going to butcher their names and I apologize, but this is by Hopner, McIntyre, and van der Smacht. And this was published in PLOS in May of 2013, or sorry, in December of 2013. It was submitted in May of 2013 and accepted in October of 2013. So let's go through this abstract. It is widely known that the pinch grip forces of the human hand are linearly related to the weight of the grasped object. Less is known about the relationship between grip force and grip stiffness. We set out to determine variations to these dependencies in different tasks with and without visual feedback. So already we're getting a little bit of the introduction, right? We get a little bit of background, and we are given the problem statement, right? What they're trying to do. In two different settings, subjects were asked to A, grasp and hold a stiffness measuring manipulandum with a predefined grip force, differing from experiment to experiment, or B, grasp and hold this manipulandum of which we varied the weight between trials in a more natural task. Both situations led to grip forces in comparable ranges. As the measured grip stiffness is the result of muscle and tendon properties, and since muscle tendon stiffness increases more or less linearly as a function of muscle force, we found, as might be predicted, a linear relationship between grip force and grip stiffness. Okay, so we've gotten the results and discussion right there, and we're about to jump into the conclusion. However, the measured stiffness ranges and the increase of stiffness with grip force varied significantly between the two tasks. Furthermore, we found a strong correlation between regression slope and mean stiffness for the force task, which we ascribe to a force stiffness curve going through the origin. Based on biomechanical models, we attribute the difference between both tasks to changes in wrist configuration rather than to changes in co-contraction. In a new set of experiments where we prevent the wrist from moving by fixing it and resting it on a pedestal, we found subjects exhibiting similar stiffness force characteristics in both asks. So we got a full and complete summary of their work, complete with results. Now, they weren't very specific results, right? That's where it kind of lacks. What I want you guys to do is make sure that you are giving your specific results. How much % difference did you see, right? I want to see numbers. I want to see exactness in your abstract, right? Another way of thinking about writing these abstracts for these lab reports is think of it as a high-level summary that you would give your boss. Okay, your boss doesn't have all the time in the world to read the lab report necessarily. However, they do want a summary of everything that happened, including the specific results. So that is an important thing for you to include. If you look down in the comments, I have left links to some papers with good abstracts that you can check out and please read. They were written by various faculty members here at GCU. So please read them, and if you have any questions about how to write a good abstract, you can always ask me. All right? Till next time.